In this video, I will prove one very obvious fact and one more controversial fact to be true based on reasonable doubt. As you can see on the screen, there is something called a preponderance of evidence, meaning that one side has more evidence than the other, even to the slightest degree. Using this socially normative and legal scale, that the opposition view is more likely to use than someone such as myself, who already knows that my assertions are true, that my claims are true. I will prove to you that not only there's a psychological operation against me, and they are trying to make me seem crazy, and that all the associated claims, such as drugging and fuming, and them trying to suppress my talents, my political opinion, and the fact that no one can beat me. But I will also prove that I am the top martial artist beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, first of all, I'm not going to prove anything beyond any doubt, because perhaps such a thing is not possible. We don't even understand the nature of reality in the first place. And there are so many things, so many possible alternatives to any situation, that such a thing may not be possible. But certainly, I will prove it beyond reasonable doubt. First of all, I have 13 witnesses. I don't think I need to explain to you that people are convicted beyond reasonable doubt with one or two witnesses all the time in America. In the absence of an alibi, especially. The guilty parties have no alibi. In fact, I have filmed them quite often in the same vicinity as the crime is said to take place. So therefore, not only do they not have an alibi, they're on recording. I have phone hijackings that show you that they are hijacking my phone and watching me because I don't have service in my room for the most part. So they wait till I go on the hill where many neighbors have a clear view of me. And then they start manipulating my phone. That by itself proves that I am under surveillance and they're using their surveillance technologies to harass me. I have countless trolls, which is consistent with what the police lieutenant in Santa Cruz, some 45 minutes away, has said. It is also consistent with the criminal's past behavior. This is the Center for Psychological Operations, COINTELPRO MKUltra, Northern California. Also, where the Santa Cruz Police Department is, and what they're describing is not far away. They said they use Facebook and other social media sites. The trolls have followed me from Facebook to YouTube. And in about 4 minutes, I'll put on the screen evidence of trolls. My last video in a couple days has 162 views right now and growing. And the types of people who are trolling, I've proven to be gays, military, and Satanists, who I've been talking about for a long time. And they are the types of spiritual bottom feeders and people who follow orders, and the types of people who have run psychological operations in the past, such as Operation Midnight Climax in San Francisco. The next clip in this video is an interview with a psychologist who has 2 degrees, who has been talking to me for hours every day for a little over 2 weeks now, which is far more than all the psychiatrists put together in my life have talked to me. I have been more honest with her than any psychiatrist I've ever met. And of course, I have passed 4 psych exams that cover everything they could possibly accuse me of: OCD, bipolar, schizoaffective, and schizophrenia. I passed with flying colors, and those things are posted in a playlist that I'll put in the comments. And you will see that from her very educated view as a psychologist, and she's not the only one I have as a witness. Incidentally, I will have to change my, witnesses playlist to 14 witnesses to PSYOP, because she's a witness now as well. Now, when you look at this, you must also now consider what it suggests about my top martial artist challenge, and that is also covered in the interview. By the way, I have another interview coming soon with more effective and relevant questions. This interview I'm going to show you was covertly recorded. And I speak loud and clearly, but I stumble over my words because I was heavily drugged that day, and she can also testify to that effect. Because last night I fell asleep around 8, drugged, and I mentioned that to her. So I was drugged during that interview, that covert recording rather. So now that I've proven, let's not forget the dozens of witnesses and so on, and the people who know me best. I don't confide in my parents or my brothers as much as some of my friends. The fuming in the car, the fuming in the room, and so on. And the female who said that she was told to provoke me to get me involuntarily admitted into the psych ward. She also is in college for psychology. Probably why she was chosen. And she was told to do that by an atheist who has made several videos about me, and one of them had about 10,000 views before he took it down, and it was reposted twice by other gang stalkers. So now when you look at reasonable doubt, you have to weigh the evidence. Either I am crazy or a liar, or the preponderance of evidence works in my favor. All you have is opinions from other people at best. That's all they could offer. Well, he seems crazy to me, But I have witnesses to very definitive aspects of psych ops, and all of you who have seen my phone hijacking videos, thousands of you who have seen those videos, know I couldn't have possibly done that myself. And it is consistent with a surveillance state, and I have no logical reason to lie. Even if you were to consider my top martial artist challenge, whether or not they fume and drug me, the fact that I've done it for 3 years, the most common form of martial arts competition, and no one can beat me, by itself is lovely. For me to say that I'm being covertly drugged and fumed actually takes away from my top martial artist claim instead of adding to it. Because then it's the opinion of somebody who is drugged, who admits they're on drugs, trying to argue that he's the top martial artist. So now, let us look at the top martial artist aspect of it, shall we? In the interview, you will see that she, along with many others, have come to the same conclusion as I have, not only by my impeccable demonstrations that are unmatched, but the irrefutable fact that they had every reason in the world to beat me right away, much less the 3 years almost being up. If they could have found someone with all their resources and networks and groups, including martial arts groups, because I have them on record, stalking me and prank calling me when they have no reason to have my number or to know where I am, so that suggests beyond reasonable doubt that martial artists are also gang stalking me. And I also made that claim before I gathered that evidence as well. Just like with the trolls from the different political groups and entities. So they're aware of it. They have vested interest with the other people running the PSYOP. If they could have beaten me, they would have beaten me, not only for the $4,050 or $5,050, depending on which category they qualify for, but also to maintain their pride because I'm not far away from them, and to take away from my ego because a lot of this trolling is designed to frustrate me and make me feel distressed and emotional in a negative way, not to make me feel proud and confident and walk with my head high. So now I have proven beyond reasonable doubt that there is a psyop being run against me extremely effectively, and I have proven beyond reasonable doubt, not as effectively, but very effectively, that I am the top martial artist and I'm being persecuted for my political views. Stay tuned for part 2.